Good morning, students. Today we will be discussing about how to calculate standard deviation in discrete series and how to calculate standard deviation in continuous series. Now we are coming to calculation of standard deviation in discrete series by step deviation method. So one example is cited before you, that is x variable and frequencies are given. So how to calculate? It is discrete series. So here first we have to find out the deviations, and deviations will be taken from assumed mean. So here we can take assumed mean 155. 155, you can take 150 as the assumed mean, you can take 160, 165. But in this example, suppose we have taken 155 as the assumed mean, then we have to find out the deviations. So deviations will be taken from assumed mean, means 140 minus 155. So it comes minus 15. Then 145 minus 155, it comes minus 10. Then it will be minus 5, it will be 0, it will be plus 5, plus 10, plus 15, plus 20. Deviations we have found out. Now this as we are applying step deviation method, we have to divide it by the common factor. So deviations are these, and here the common factor will be the 5. So common factor will be 5, so we have to divide by the common factor. So deviations will be divided by the common factor, that will be divided by 5. So when it is divided by 5, it becomes minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. So means common factor here we have taken 5, the highest value by which all these deviations will be divisible. Now next step will be fd dash. Frequencies are here, d dash is here, that will be multiplied, means 1 minus 3 is to be multiplied, it will be minus 3. Then 4 minus 2, it will be minus 8. Then 15 minus 1, it will be minus 15. Then 30 into 0, 0, 36 into 1, 36, 24 into 2, 48, 8 into 3, 24, then 2 into 4, it becomes 8. So fd dash. The next step will be fd dash square. So fd dash square is nothing but that is fd dash into d dash, means these two columns to be multiplied. When these two columns to be multiplied, fd dash into d dash, that is fd dash square, so it becomes 9, 16, 15, 0, 36, 96, 72, 32. Then when we are aggregating these, summation fd dash square, it becomes 276. Then fd dash, summation fd dash, it comes 90. Then number of observation, that is summation of figures, summation f, sigma f, that is n is coming 120. So the steps have been completed. Now we have to put the formula. Standard deviation is equal to summation fd dash square divided by n minus summation fd dash divided by n the whole square root into c. Remember, standard deviation is independent of the origin and not independent of the scale. So as we have divided by common factor, so this c, common factor, will be available in the formula, will be applied in the formula. Remember, because we have divided by the common factor, as standard deviation is not independent of the change of scale, so this common factor will be found, will be applied in the formula also. That's why it will be into c. So now put the values. Summation fd dash square 276, number of observation 120, minus then summation fd dash 90 divided by 120, then square root into common factor. Common factor we have taken 5. So 5 is the common factor. So when 5 is the common factor, we have to divide it, and the result will be, when we are finding out this, the result will be 1100, 11.65. So when we complete it, the result will be 11.65. This is the calculation of standard deviation in discrete series. Now we are coming to calculation of standard deviation in continuous series. One example we have taken continuous series. These are the values we have taken. Now we have to find out the standard deviation by using same step deviation method. These are the values 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, we have to find out the midpoints first. So midpoint, it will be 5, 15, 25, 35, 45. After finding out the midpoints, we have to find out the deviations. And deviations will be taken from assumed mean. And here we have taken 25 as the assumed mean we have taken. So 5 minus 25, it will be minus 20, it will be minus 10, it will be 0, it will be 10, it will be 20. Then the common, it will be divided by the common factor, then it will be d dash, that is a step deviation. We are applying step deviation method, that's why d dash to be found out, d by c, common factor will be 10. So if you divide deviations by 10, then it will be minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Then find out f d dash. F is here, d dash is here. So f into d dash, it will be minus 16, means 8 into minus 2 minus 16, 13 minus 1, it becomes minus 13, then 0, then it becomes 8, means 8 into 1, then 5 into 2, it becomes 10. Then f d dash square, as I have already told you, f d dash square is nothing, f d dash into d dash. So it will be minus 16 into minus 2, it will be 32, minus 13 minus 1, it will be 13, it will be 0, it will be 8, it will be 20. So when we aggregate all these, means summation f d dash square, it comes 73, and summation f d dash, it comes as minus 11. Summation f d dash comes minus 11, and number of observations n, that is sigma f, number of observations is 50. So same formula to be applied, that is summation f d dash square by n minus summation f d dash by n whole square root into c. So it will be 73 divided by 50 minus 11 divided by 50, the squares, then root, then into common factor we have taken 10. So if we go on solving this, the result will be 11.9. This is the standard deviation we have found out by using step deviation method in quantity. These are the steps you have to follow. It's very easy, but it needs a lot of practice. You have to do all these. Now we are coming to that why this standard deviation is has some mathematical properties. So property 1 is standard deviation is independent of the origin. Standard deviation is independent of the origin. Means if origin is changed, standard deviation is independent, will not be affected. But standard deviation is not independent of scale. Standard deviation is not independent of scale. Means whenever any value is deviations are divided or multiplied by constant, that constant you will find out in the formula also. But in case of any constant is added or subtracted, then that we don't find in the formula, because standard deviation is independent of, there the origin is changed, so it is independent of the origin. So as standard deviation not independent of the scale, that's why we are finding out. And remember, standard deviation is always calculated, I have already told you, standard deviation is always calculated from mean, because the sum of the squares of deviations of items taken from mean is the minimum. So now we are coming to why standard deviation is the best measure of dispersion. Best measure of dispersion. Best measure of dispersion. Why standard deviation is the best measure of dispersion? The first one is, it is based on all observations. It is based on all observations. Second one, it is rigidly defined. It is rigidly defined. The next one is, it is not affected by fluctuations of sampling and if it is affected, then it is less affected. You can say it is less affected by fluctuation of sampling also. And the next one is, it is used for further algebraic treatment. It is used for further algebraic treatment. And the next one is, it follows mathematical calculations. Mathematical calculations it follows means all the mathematical processes are involved in the calculation of standard deviation. And remember, these are the points. It is based on all observations, it is easily defined, it is not affected. These are the characteristics of a good measure of dispersion. So these characteristics we also find in standard deviation. That's why we say standard deviation is the best measure of dispersion. With this we come to the conclusion that in measures of dispersion, standard deviation is the best measure. It frequently comes in the exam. You should be sincere about all these things. Thank you.